This is not a real planet. It's fake. Well, obviously. Now, the reason why I'm making a video, oh, there goes the camera. Yep. See, that was a real planet. I'm just joking. Look, the reason why I'm making a video about fake planets, well, it's not really about fake planets. It's about UFOs that can be construed as real, but sometimes are actually not real UFOs. Now, I'm going to be honest. This isn't really my favorite type of topic because I don't always get a lot of views when I talk about how things are not UFOs or when I try to debunk UFOs. But I think as observers of the sky, as individuals who are really trying to search for the truth and what is beyond, I think it's important that we recognize the faults, the tricks, so to speak. That way we can become the best observers and I would say the most credible observers possible.
You just said you don't know what you're looking at. So it's not, you cannot, as a next sentence, say, therefore it must be anything.
Yes, but you know what we're looking at. You stare at the cosmos for a living.
I'm not authorized to go beyond this part.
Wow,
you're in!
So today I wanted to talk about Venus. Venus is one of the most widely reported faux UFOs out there. Basically, a lot of times when people notice this bright object blasting in the evening sky or sometimes early in the morning, they think, oh wow, that looks like a UFO. I've taken enough astronomy courses to think that I kind of know what I'm looking at. And I'll be honest with you, I actually got fooled. Well, I would say temporarily. I kind of did my research, back-checked some things, and then realized, no, this is Venus. So what I thought was a UFO turned out to be Venus. So I want to go over the main reasons why people can be fooled by something that is as simple as a planet. So before I get started, I'm just gonna go ahead and show you what I saw in a video and get your impression of what this could be.
What do you mean there's another light to the right?
So yeah, it looks pretty dramatic, and I guess you can see why at a first glance look you can think, wow, this looks like a UFO. It's changing colors, and according to this article, Venus is supposed to be silver. It's just supposed to be like a silver star, and I think it even implies that it's supposed to be kind of like a consistent silver star, not a pulsing colored object in the sky. The thing is, there's a phenomenon that I never heard about before until I researched it recently called scintillating Venus. Basically what they mean when they say scintillating is that Venus is so close to the horizon that it passes a very thick layer of the atmosphere. Because when you have so much atmosphere, it starts taking away some of the waves that are lower, and only the really kind of small frequency waves, the things that are very close to ultraviolet light, are the ones that get through. That's why sunsets, especially when you have a lot of pollution, they can have this magnificent, bright, almost purplish type of coloration. And that's the same thing that's happening with Venus when it's scintillating. Now, the number two factor that made this very difficult to think that it was Venus at first was the time. This was actually captured around 2:15 a.m. And you might be thinking, well, Venus only comes out right before sunrise, or it just comes out right after sunset. I mean, these are just little windows of hours. Yeah, that's generally true. But on some rare occasions, like November in 2015, it happened that Venus was actually coming out 3 hours, and in this particular day, 3.5 hours before sunrise. It's not common, but it happens. And upon backtracking the exact dates, I realized, and this is a great website that kind of shows you what the celestial conditions are at given days. And when I typed that particular day, given the metadata that I got from the footage, which was shot on an iPhone 6, well, it looks like Venus had this unusual time, that it was actually rising about 3.5 hours before sunrise. Not to mention that when it rises so early, that's the optimal time in which you can get that effect, the scintillating effect, where it's pulsing in different colors.
It's like really far. I think it's like a lot farther away now.
There's another light now.
What do you mean there's another light to the right?
There's a little star.
So, ladies and gentlemen, as you can see, something that it seems so mundane, something like a simple planet, can actually have very unique conditions that can make it look very exotic, perhaps extraterrestrial in a alien UFO type sense. But I wanted to make this episode just to kind of showcase to the people that, there are things in the sky that we need to be observant of so that we don't confuse a regular celestial object with what we often like to think of as UFOs. And for those who've been watching this channel for a while, they know that I'm a huge UFO fanatic.
You don't worry that some people will say, did you hear that guy? He sounds like he's crazy.
I don't care.
Why not?
It's not going to make a difference. It's not going to change reality of what I know. You don't have to go anywhere.
You can find it here.
Yeah.
There's nothing about UFOs that I don't believe in. I'm the first one to say, hey, aliens are here, they've been visiting us, there's something very strange going on. But at the same time, we have to be careful so that we can, stay credible. And for those who are still in doubt whether this could be a UFO or planet Venus, I went ahead and I actually triangulated the exact position of this object, because based on these true references, I was actually able to know exactly where this object was coming from. And because this is my old apartment, I don't mind showing it on Google Earth. And if you take a look, the object is actually coming exactly southeast, which in that night, it was said to have risen from southeast, which is the exact position that this object is at. So I get it. This is not the best episode. There's nothing extraordinary of what I'm saying. But, I think it is important to go over whether there is a UFO that is not a real UFO, like the ones that was reported by MUFON, but we later demonstrated was actually occurring on top of Disney World the same day that they were having a laser light show. I think that's important. We want to be credible, and we want others to believe us.
We still don't know. It's a mystery.
We still don't know.
Wait, hold on.
And I'm cool with that.
Okay, that's where we differ. You're cool with...
And that is one way that we slowly get the scientific community to start trusting these type of channels more often. Anyways, if you made it this far, thank you so much for following me. This is Felipe speaking, signing out.